All right, it's 5:30 according to the clock on the computer down here, so we're going to go ahead and get started. So, as everybody probably knows, we are streaming the Sega Master System tonight. That was the by request of Jim, who I see is here. So, Jim Cole there. So, everybody say thanks to Jim for Sega Master System streaming. So you may have seen that I posted a schedule for the next several streams. So obviously tonight's the Master System. Next Tuesday we'll be back on our normal day. I do apologize for rescheduling the stream this week. I just had not a good day on Tuesday, and streaming just didn't really sound like something I wanted to do. So yeah. So next Tuesday, only 5 days from now, we're gonna have Corey from My Life in Gaming joining me, and we're gonna take a look at the PlayStation Classic. That is not a sponsored stream or anything, just to make that clear. I know everybody is canceling their PlayStation Classic pre-orders, and you're probably right to do so. But I just want to check the thing out, and I pre-ordered on Amazon. So, you know, if it sucks, we can talk about how much it sucks, and then I'm going to send it back. So we really have nothing to lose. So, so that's what we're going to do next Tuesday. The Tuesday after that, we're going to do Atari 2600, which I haven't streamed before or really covered very much on the show. Although I am going to do an Atari-related magazine read-through sometime pretty soon. And then we're going to have the guy that runs the YouTube channel Friday Night Arcade is going to hopefully come join me. I believe his name is Aaron. And then, so that's December 11th, December 18th. My friend Alex is going to come on the show. Alex is the host of the Retro Game Squad podcast. And then we're going to play Sega Saturn. So that's going to be cool. We already have the games picked out and everything. And then the Tuesday after that is actually Christmas Day. So hopefully you guys understand that I'm not going to do a live stream on Christmas Day. I think my wife probably already has a divorce lawyer on speed dial. So I rescheduled that live stream. I think I said I was going to do it on Sunday night. Whatever the schedule says is true. And then what I did is... I picked out I think I called it a 16-bit Christmas or something like that, and that's because I picked out 4 games, 2 games on the Super Nintendo and 2 games on the Sega Genesis that are Christmas themed, and we're going to play those. And I guess the Tuesday after that will be New Year's Day, and I'm probably going to do a stream on New Year's Day, because what is anybody really doing on New Year's Day? I mean, maybe trying to shake off the last vestiges of a hangover or something, but I think there's no reason why we can't do a stream on like New Year's night, and maybe that's when I'll finally do the Switch. You know, now I wanna stream the Switch now that I got that. I already had Yura, who I always give credit to Yura because he made my OBS overlays. He made me I think I mentioned this last week, but I had him make me an overlay with an HD TV on it so that I can play 16:9 content. But I think I said something last week in the stream about how I didn't want to ask him to make me any more streams unless he let me pay him, because I didn't want to take advantage of his generosity. And thankfully, he let me pay him. So we came to an agreement, and he made me a modern gaming overlay. So I can't wait to show that to you guys, but that's not going to be for like a month or something. But yeah, I see there's already a lot of the same usual people in the chat, which is awesome. I really look forward to hanging out with you guys once a week. And hey, Tommy's here. So that's cool that Tommy was able to jump in right from the beginning. So yeah, I guess we'll go ahead and get started. So when Jim requested the Sega Master System, I asked him if he had any game requests. And he had just one. And that was Alex Kidd in Shinobi World. So that's the first game we're going to check out. And I actually already have it running, but you can't see it because I have to change the view. And then I guess the one thing, so I mentioned this multiple times on social media, but I know not all of you do social media. And this is not any kind of product placement. I'm just telling you. We're playing Master System games on my Genesis. And the reason for that is that I have this Power Base Mini FM, which is it's like a Power Base converter, but it's only about as big as a Sega Genesis game. But what's cool about it is that it has an FM chip in it, and so compatible games you're going to hear FM music instead of just the standard chiptunes music. So yeah, so that's all I wanted to say about that. I do have 4 games already picked out, and then maybe we'll just see how much time we have left when those 4 games are over. I really don't want to go over on time tonight if it can be avoided. So I'm going to go ahead and switch the view, and then we're going to get started playing Alex Kidd in Shinobi World. And I'll let you guys tell me if the sound is no good or something. There we go. So as you'll see, this game is sort of like a cutesy version of Shinobi to a certain extent. Oh, somebody asked how much does that cost? The Power Base Mini FM. I want to say it was like $75. It's not cheap. Especially, I mean, what's a regular Power Base converter cost? Not too much. The regular Power Base Mini costs like... it costs $25 more than a normal Power Base Mini. So I might have the cost wrong. I got it from... Stone Age Gamer, so you can just go look there to see. I don't want to give you the wrong price, but like I said, it's definitely not cheap. But I bought it because when I did the Sega Master System launch episode, damn it, I really wanted to demonstrate the FM sound and show the difference, which I did using Double Dragon. So that's really why I bought it, because it's just easier and probably cheaper than modifying a Sega Master System with like for FM sound. But for sure, it's not cheap. I'm kind of hoping maybe we'll see maybe Eric will show up. Cosmic Effect. He was the Brazilian dude who was on my Master System launch episode. It's funny because that Master System launch episode is probably my it probably has my lowest number of views, I'm guessing, but it was, I think, probably my favorite launch episode to make, actually. I really enjoyed getting to work with a couple of other people on that, and I'm just really proud of how that episode turned out. So even though, like, I'm not really much of a Master System fan, I mean, I like the Master System, but I didn't have one when I was a kid, or, you know, I didn't grow up with it, so I don't have a lot of, like, affection for it. I know I've told this story before, I think maybe in a magazine read-through, but I wanted a Master System when I was a kid, but I had a Nintendo already, I think. Like, I think I may have already had a Nintendo when I learned that the Master System was a thing. I don't really remember, but I just remember I would go to, like, Toys R Us or whatever, and, like, even though it's funny because, like, you know, Master System box art for the most part is very plain. But there was something about just the way that it looked with the grid style pattern, those white boxes with the grid. And of course, to me, like, as somebody who played a lot of games in the arcade, the name Sega, you know, carried some weight with me. Probably more so than the name Nintendo did, really, at that time. I mean, obviously I had a Nintendo, but I think I played far more Sega games in the arcade than I did Nintendo games. Oh, so you can... I didn't know you could deflect the throwing stars. This is a very cool game, Jim, so I appreciate you telling me to play it, because I'm not sure I've ever actually played this game before. I felt like I had something else I wanted to say, but I can't remember what. Dude, which way? Oh. Well, what would have happened? Oh, I see. I'm on the struggle bus a little bit here, but... Oh, okay. Got it. Wow. Uh-oh. There we go. Alright, let's just get to the exit here, and then we'll check out the comments. So, well, one other thing to note about this power-based mini converter is that it has a pause button on it. Ooh, boss battle. Yeah, that's what I wanted to say. Thank you, Eric's. That's what I wanted to point out was if hopefully you can hear. It's like a little bit more of a cutesy version of the Shinobi music. What's up, Accelerator? No one does a Let's Read. Yeah. Oh, I wanted to mention that. So right now, while we're down here playing this, the next episode of Let's Read is upstairs exporting from the video editing software and will be out tomorrow, obviously, on the main channel. So for those of you that like those, you'll have a new one tomorrow to watch. Yeah, the console design of the Sega Master System, that's part of what made me want it, was the console design. I think it was Retro Game Squad that said on their podcast, or maybe it was, I can't remember, I don't want to say. Someone said it looked like the panel from, like, you know, one of the computer stations or whatever on Star Trek The Next Generation, which I agree with. Hey, Clay, well, we just started, so you're good. All right. Oh, man. All right. Ooh, alright. That was no good, but I think we have to let that thing bounce over us. Again, I've never played this game before. Ooh. Shoot. What in the world? Wow, alright. Not so bad. Hey, what's up, Anthony? Somebody said, I hear you need 6 figures. Oh, sorry, I didn't see the thing. Is living in California as unaffordable as I hear? It definitely depends what part of California you live in and what kind of standard of living that you want. But I think if you want to live in like LA or San Francisco, you need to make a lot of money. I kind of live in kind of a small town outside of Sacramento, and it's not too expensive here, but certainly, like, you know, you can just go to the store here and, you know, like, groceries are more expensive than they are, like, in the, you know, I've traveled to the Midwest, like, for work, and it's definitely more affordable. Ooh. I remember this level, too. So, these level, like, the level designs are not, they're not, like, verbatim, but they're influenced by levels in Shinobi. Which, I actually did a bit, nobody watched it really, but I actually made a video on the original Shinobi over on the other channel. Alright, I see what I gotta do. Kind of talking more about the whole cost of living in California thing. I used to know this guy. Where I worked, there was this guy that drove like a delivery truck that would just deliver like stuff that we ordered. He worked for some private company, right? But people would order stuff, like we would order stuff, and he would deliver it. And, you know, he worked doing that for like, I don't know, you know, 20 years or whatever. Like, he bought just like some, you know, fairly small house here and worked long enough to pay off the house and had enough money. he was from like Arkansas, I think, and he moved out here just to work, you know. And he sold his house and moved back to Arkansas and was able to like he bought like a ranch or something and just paid cash for it. So that gives you an idea of how much more expensive the real estate is here, unfortunately. I mean, California is definitely a nice place to live, you know, and I've lived here my whole life, so I don't really want to live anywhere else. But, I mean, there's really no debating that, you know, you can have a much nicer standard of living in other parts of the country with the same salary that you make here. In fact, my last job that I had before this one, I worked for this company. It was like an international corporation, you know, or whatever, multinational corporation. And they paid you the same no matter where you lived in the U.S. And so, like, there were these two guys who lived in Texas who, like, they, like, lived in, like, mansions or something. Not literally, but, I mean, I saw pictures of their houses, and they lived in, like, really big houses. Just because the amount of money that they got paid got them a lot farther than it got me. So I saw the exit in there. I'm not sure how to... Do I just have to go drop off of this? Oh, yeah. Okay. Oh, man. It's hard because you can't attack while you're on the ladder. I don't know how to get past that guy without just letting him hit you once. Oh, hey, Burger. No, I knew you were joking. Don't worry. It's funny, though, because there is one guy on Twitter who he got really... Like, he was somebody who always followed me on Twitter and like, was a subscriber to the show. And oh, man. And then when I got that Dollar Shave Club sponsorship, like, you know, he started giving me the business on Twitter and like... I mean, I don't know if he unsubscribed to my show. I assume so. And but he like unfollowed me on Twitter, and he made some little comment again today, and it's just like, I don't know. I don't know why people like that think that like a guy like me cares. You know, like they get mad because they're like, well, you didn't start YouTube for the money, and it's like, well, that's true, but at the same time, like, you know. You get good at something and you have the potential to make a little bit of money, of course you're going to do it. But I just think it's funny because, like, overall the amount of money that I make on the show is, like, not very much. Like, I'm still not doing it for the money. I'm trying to rush through here too much. Hopefully we get unlimited continues. Alright, let me go back up there. Yeah, so anyway, I don't want to keep talking about that really, but... so Burger, we're good. I didn't take you seriously, so. Yeah, Thomas is in Maryland. Houses are stupid expensive here. Yeah, right, because you're close to Washington D.C. Thank you, Tommy. Thanks as always for the contribution. I haven't had that much time to spend with the Switch yet. I mean, I've spent a little bit of time with it. Don't get me wrong. But the only two games I played a little bit, like a very little bit, of Mega Man 11. But the thing is, like, so I got my Switch yesterday, and yesterday R-Type Dimensions came out for the Switch. So I bought that. Because it's on sale right now, by the way, for $11.99. I think normally it's $14.99. So it wasn't that big of a discount. But considering it just launched yesterday, for it to launch at a sale price was pretty cool. I've just been playing nothing but that. So... but so far I like it. I haven't even taken the docking station or the dock out of the box yet. I'm just playing it in handheld mode. And I'll show it on the next episode of Flashback whenever I make that during the mail section. But this guy Nick sent me like Hori makes them. It's like a replacement left Joy-Con or whatever it's called that actually has a proper D-pad on it. And I don't know how. My enjoyment of the Switch would be much less if not for that D-pad. So that was really awesome of Nick. James says I should consider different overlays reflecting the console I'm playing. That would take a lot of time because I would have to get Yura to do that. And I totally get why that would be cool, but that just complicates things for me. So I'm probably not going to ever do that. So you're in Portland, Maine. I've never been to Maine, but I would like to. Yeah. Ryan, thank you very much also for the contribution. I really appreciate it. And I'm glad to see you here. Ryan's been very active talking to me on Twitter, so I'm glad that you were able to make the live stream. Anyway, yeah, and people are talking about the sponsorship thing. Like I said, I'm not at all worried about it. So yeah, I was actually surprised because I really thought that I was going to get more pushback on the sponsorship thing. Like I was really kind of worried about it. Whoa. When I first did that, I thought I was going to get like a lot of heat from people when I did that first sponsored episode, and I was really pleasantly surprised that I got almost none. So, so when a guy like that like wants to have a problem, I'm just like, you know, I mean, I don't like saying stuff like this, but I feel like you're either on my side or you're not. You know, you're either rooting for the show to be successful or you're not. And if you're not, then why would I care what you think, you know? Like, I don't know if that makes you sound like a jerk or something, but I don't know. Anyway, that's enough of that. Oh, well, the last thing I guess I'll just say real quick. So, and I hate saying this, but this Let's Read that's coming out tomorrow is going to be the last Dollar Shave Club sponsored Let's Read, unless I get a new contract. So if anybody out there was thinking about signing up for Dollar Shave Club, now'd be a good time. But please don't do it for me. Like, if it was something you were already thinking about doing it, then if you did it with the link or whatever, that'd be cool. But otherwise, like, don't just do it to help me, please. And oh, thank you. Thanks for the contribution, Russell. Oh, you see, we got the whoa. We got the arrows again. But oh, here we go. So I got a little bit of health back, so that helps. Anyway, sorry, Russell. Thank you very much, Russell Butts. Yeah, Accelerator, I think some people just don't really understand that. Like, even like the magazine read-throughs, like, they take a lot of hours to make. And I think it's really easy to, like, for people to accidentally think or mistakenly think that making YouTube videos doesn't take that much time, but it does. So, and something, oh man, something like the magazine read-throughs, they just don't have a very high viewership, and so if I was just like counting on ad revenue, like YouTube ad revenue, I mean, it really is next to nothing on those videos. And so like having the sponsorship for those, you know, means that I just get paid like a decent but not outlandish hourly rate to make those videos. So so it really does help. Freaking fish. Oh, well, I don't have any more continues, so I guess we're going to be forced to move on to the next game. If I hit reset... Nope. Alright, I got to power cycle the console here. No, Ninja... No. I'm not saying that, Ninja. I'm just saying, like, you know, we want them to think that we're cool. So I shouldn't have even asked... anybody to do that. I just, yeah. So forget I said anything. Yeah, Austin, YouTube ad revenue, unless you have a video that really blows up. I mean, I don't really want to talk about this too much, but, you know, like my Super Nintendo launch video has like, what, like 1.5 million views? And if you look at how much money that's made me overall, like, it still wasn't worth the amount of time it took me if I was looking at the show as a job, which I'm not, so it's okay. But yeah, YouTube ad revenue is not great. Like, sponsorship is the way to go. Anyway, I really don't want to keep talking about YouTube and money. So, all right. So that was Alex Kidd in Shinobi World. So we got. All right. Let's try Ninja Gaiden. We're gonna try. I haven't played LMNOP. Yeah, I haven't played this version of Ninja Gaiden. I guess this is going to be much more close to the. There we go. To the arcade version. Ninja Gaiden was more of a beat-up game in the arcade rather than being this side-scrolling action game on the Nintendo. Both cool games, though. Apparently the Master System version of Streets of Rage is pretty impressive. I'm not really sure... that I've played that. And no, I'm not going to stop making Let's Reads. I'm just saying it's nicer when I can get sponsorship for them. So please don't take that to mean I'm going to stop making those, because I'm not. But I am going to keep trying to find sponsors for them. Chris, thank you very much. That's a very generous contribution. I really appreciate that. Hopefully you got your postcard that I sent you as well. But thank you very much, really. Yeah, all right. Yeah, anyway, I didn't want to give anybody the impression I was going to stop making Let's Reads. I promise you I'm not. I really enjoy making them, so... and I think I said last week I want to try and actually pump out quite a few of them over the course of the next month and a half, like between now and you know, the end of what is for me Christmas break. I mean, I am still working on the Dreamcast launch episode, but I really wasn't kidding when I said that that is going to take a while. That's probably not going to come out until sometime in January at least. So, but hopefully I can fill the void with several Let's Reads. I have like the one coming out tomorrow, and I have 3 more that I want to make. So, all right. Anyway, is this music louder? I feel like it got a little bit louder. I'm going to turn it down a little bit. It seemed like that... Yeah, that's too loud. I feel like that Alex Kidd game was really quiet for some reason. Alright, so we're going to check out Ninja Gaiden, or Ninja Gaiden. When I was a kid, we said Ninja Gaiden, and it was fine, but apparently it's Ninja Gaiden, so, so either way. And again, I've never played this version of the game, so... Wow. I gotta turn... Well, maybe this isn't closer to the arcade then, but this looks cool. Those graphics look great. Yeah, this is definitely playstyle-wise. This is still more like the. Can I get that or what? This is still more like the Nintendo version, but obviously the levels are. Well, this level's different anyway. But I mean, I'm not gonna lie. I'm kind of blown away right now by these graphics. Oh my God, that guy came shooting out of there. I don't even know what that was. Don't touch that. Okay, up and attack. There we go. What are those things? Can we go down there, or is that going to kill us? No? What are we doing over here? If I go down... Oh, no. Okay, we had to go down there. You never know. Like, going down a pit is you're rolling the dice, you know? Try to jump. So somebody out there can correct me if I'm wrong. But based on what I just saw, just on the EverDrive menu, it's looking like maybe this game was a Europe only release. It's too bad. They got a lot of really cool games that were Europe only releases. Another one I was thinking of that, and I guess I didn't mention this, but you know, I asked. I don't like those things. You know, I asked on Twitter and on Facebook for people to, you know, make requests for games that they wanted me to play, and I was really surprised at the feedback that I got. I wouldn't have thought that the Master System would be so popular. What happened? That so many people would have game requests, but you know, like some people were requesting games that it's just not really feasible to try to play on a live stream unless you like dedicate the live stream to that. Like someone requested Phantasy Star, which is not. It's not like that's a bad request, but it's like, how many live streams would it take for us to really get anywhere in Phantasy Star? And somebody else requested Master of Darkness, which is a really cool game, but but again, I'd almost want to play that just by itself, which we should do sometime. I mean, we definitely want to do another Master System live stream. I mean, you shouldn't get the impression from any of these live streams that it's like the last time we're ever going to play that console. You know, unless it was like an Atari Jaguar live stream, that might be a one-time only kind of thing. I don't know. Ooh, get away from me. Let's go over that one. Ooh, I was running out of time. Did you see that? Let me just pause it and check the chat real fast. Why? I fell very far behind in the chat. I don't know. I only have the chat box open, so I don't know how many people are here. Someone says there's a lot of people watching. I have no idea how many, but it's cool to have people here. So. Yeah, all right. Anyway. Yeah, I mean, I think that the graphics of the Master System, it was capable of better graphics than the Nintendo, but I don't think you saw that too often. Oh. But, I mean, can anybody even try to argue that this game does not look better? I just did the exact same thing. That this game doesn't look better than I know it's a different game, but than Ninja Gaiden on the Nintendo. I mean, this looks way better. I mean, somebody can tell me I'm nuts for saying this, but I feel like I've played games on the Genesis that didn't look this good. Mind you, those were bad games on the Genesis, but I mean, this has to be easily one of the best looking Master System games I've ever seen. I mean, your character there, Ryu or Ryo, or what is this one? This is the Ryu Hayabusa guy, or am I thinking of a different game? I mean, he's got some good detail, but look at the background. No. Are you kidding? I didn't see that bomb down there. There's too many bombs. Yeah, I want to continue. The NES sounded better. Well, the NES sounded better unless you're playing a game on the Master System that has the FM sound. Then the Master System has the Nintendo beat, in my opinion. which we got to make sure we play a game that has awesome FM sound. I noticed that somebody requested Rampage, and he's right that Rampage, I mean, it's a perfectly decent version of Rampage, but it's got really good sound. So, and I mean, we could just blow through a couple levels of Rampage, no problem. So, oh, look at that. Secret stuff. Oh. If I go like that, does that... Oh, good. Isn't there some of these... Yeah. Ooh. Finally dodged one. Maybe we're getting a little bit better. Turn around, bro. There we go. That didn't work out. Oh, did it again. There seems to be a ninja theme going this evening. Yeah, and actually I have another game on here that's ninja themed. So this might turn into Ninja Night. I saw somebody just said the Game Gear was basically a Master System. Yeah, except the Game Gear had an expanded color palette over the Master System. I forgot. Did we already talked about the what is it called, the Mega SG or whatever, that I pre-ordered one of those Mega SGs from Analog, and like I want to keep this weapon actually. The main reason actually that I ordered that thing is that you can play Master System carts on it, because people keep asking me to make not Master System, well, Master System 2 Game Gear carts. People keep asking me to make like a launch of the Game Gear episode, but I didn't have a Game Gear, and even if I did, I couldn't really use it to record footage for the show. But you know, as you guys maybe know, like I don't like using emulators when I record gameplay footage for the show. So having that system will allow me to. Oh boy. Oh my god. Oh, man. Well, we beat him, but that was ugly. Yeah, this is a tough... I mean, it's kind of tough, but I'm not doing a very good job either. I mean, I'm not... With a little practice, you can tell this game requires a little bit of memorization, which there's nothing wrong with that, but, you know, I've never played this game before, so it was never going to, I was never going to do that good of a job. Yeah, Ryu Hayabusa, alright, I got it right. What else we got? Oop. Pause. That's why you have to get the game The Messenger on the Switch. Yeah, so, you know... I know I keep saying this over and over again, like I don't know anything about modern gaming, blah, 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 you know. So I got the Switch, and before it was even here, I was like online researching, like, what are the good games? Because, like, honestly, outside of, like, marquee games, like Super Mario Odyssey or the Zelda, whatever the game is. I don't know. Like, everyone says the Switch is cool. I wanted it so I could play Sonic Mania Plus. Outside of that, I didn't know what games were good. And, you know, so I looked up some, like, you know, they have articles like the 50 best games available for the Switch right now. And I saw that game, The Messenger, so I definitely want to pick that one up. Yeah. All right. Anyway. So let's see if we can blow through at least one more level. Sorry, the controller keeps getting all twisted up here. And then we can move on. We'll move on, and the next game we'll play a non-ninja game. So how about that? Can I? No. Oh, here we go. You see, we're outside the Sega warehouse. I mean, look how fast and smooth the game is. Like, I don't mean to keep harping on it, but I'm just extremely impressed with this game. I'm not gonna mess with that guy. You jerk. I didn't mean to double jump there. Dude! So this level kind of reminds me a little bit more of the first level of the game on the Nintendo. A little bit, but, well, now not anymore. No. Seriously? Get off the ladder, man! Sorry for the yelling. I'm not trying to turn into PewDiePie or anything. Trying to double jump up there and get that scroll, but how am I supposed to get rid of that guy? Man, got rough. All right, let's play the next game, huh? So, I'm going to get my butt kicked in this next game, too, but this is, again, probably one of the most impressive-looking games and playing games on the Master System. And I think this is another game that didn't come out here in the U.S. or in North America. And that game is going to be Power Spikes 2. Power Strike 2. I don't know why I keep saying Power Spike. Did I write down Power Spikes? Oh, I did. That's why. Power Spikes is, of course, a volleyball game. That's not what we're playing. We're playing Power Strike 2, which is a compile shooter. Oh yeah, Ryan wanted to see Astro Warrior. Well, we could play Astro Warrior, but it's going to look not very good after we played this one first. But we can play some Astro. We can play just a little quick game of Astro Warrior later. Yeah, I'm using an EverDrive. Call the police. That'd be pretty funny, actually. You could. What is that? Swatting somebody? You could have me swatted, but you get to tell the police the truth and see if they still want to swat me. I don't know if you're talking to me, Dump and Chase. I don't like to drink beer while I'm live streaming. I thought about it today, though. I had kind of not the best day today, but we got to maintain standards. So I think this game uses FM sound. Somebody else out there can look it up if you want. But now I think it's too quiet. Hopefully it's not too loud. I felt like last week for the Neo Geo stream, I really felt like the music was too loud, but I guess nobody else thought so, because nobody said anything. What's going on? All right. So I don't know why it has this whole screen where you can pick... you can pick what weapon you start with, but it doesn't really make sense to me because you... there's weapon power-ups and weapon pickups everywhere, so... But just again, like, while I'm playing this game, just, like, bear in mind that we're playing this on a Master System, not, like, on a 16-bit console. See, we already changed weapons there, which I kind of didn't want to, because I, you know, who doesn't enjoy a good spread gun? Ooh, there's one now. Oh, never mind. What number is the spread gun? I forgot. Ooh, it's not that. So that's one of the only things I kind of don't like about this game, is that, you know, sometimes you play these shooters where... it's just constantly throwing, like, power-ups and weapon upgrades at you. And so sometimes you're trying to avoid those as much as you're trying to avoid the enemies. Because, like, you have a weapon that you already like. And so you don't want to change it. I mean, I guess I don't really have a solution to that, I guess. But, well, I mean, I like the way, like Gradius and Life Force handle it, you know? Like, you have your little power-ups. And it's up to you to decide if you, how you want to spend them, right? So, like, if you have the laser weapon and you like it, then you can just keep it. But, like now I have the spread gun back, which is what I wanted. And so now I have to try to, like, avoid, well, like that. You know, like, I don't want that number 3, so now I'm going to avoid that while I'm also avoiding enemies. And it's kind of distracting, you know? Because I think it's also kind of distracting to continually have your weapon... see, I just died because I was trying to avoid those things. It's also distracting to have your weapon constantly changing, I think. But, I mean, that's really the only thing I can say about this game. Like, that's negative, aside from the fact that this game is ridiculously hard. But we're not going to play this game for too terribly long. I just wanted to show it to you guys, really. Oh. Things. Alright, that's game over. I just wanted to show you guys that game anyway, so yeah, this is part of the Alest series. I'm probably not saying that right, but yes, this is part of the Alest series. Power Strike does use FM sound. Okay, cool. What is that? I like Anne Berlin a lot. Well, that's nice of you. And yeah, no problem. I enjoy doing the live stream. So it gives me something to look forward to every week. It's hard because the play control is too slick. Yeah. SMS racing wheel? No, I don't believe that's a thing. I could be wrong, but I don't have any of the crazy like Master System control. I only have I have a Master System controller. I'm not using it. I'm using a Genesis controller, and of course I have the Master System light gun, but that's it. Russell says, "Where can I buy one of your intimated T-shirts?" I don't know what you. I guess I don't understand what you're asking. I think if you want this shirt that has my face on it, I think I still have one of those left. Oh, animated. Okay, yeah. Oh, Siri. Yeah, Siri can be a handful sometimes. If you go to cgquarterly.com/shop, I think it is. I think I still have a shirt. I mean, whatever it says there, but I only have it in extra large. So if you're not in extra large, then that's not going to work. I have to have those shirts made ahead of time because they're screen printed, and they just don't sell that fast. So, so I haven't made any more, and I doubt I'm going to. Well, since we just checked that game out, let's actually check out some Astro Warrior real quick, and just to compare and contrast. If you happen to catch the Master System launch episode I did, then you'll know that Astro Warrior was one of the launch games, and it was the pack-in game, one of the 2 pack-in games, if you got the system that did not come with a light gun. I think. Did I say that right? Because it was Hang On and Safari Hunt if you got the Master System, and then if you got just the base system, am I saying that right? Then you got Hang On and Astro Warrior, I think. What games are you planning on playing on the Atari stream? I'm not really too sure yet. I want to play at least one homebrew game because I'd like to just kind of just demonstrate like the kind of games that are possible now on the Atari. I have a game that's kind of like Columns that came out, probably about 10 years ago now, on the Atari. That looks pretty cool. I'm probably not going to play Explosive Diarrhea for those of you that saw that video that I did forever ago. I'm probably going to play a lot of Activision games just because those are my favorite. I think River Raid is one of the best games on the system, so I'm sure I'm going to play that. I might play Pitfall just for nostalgia's sake. But, probably like I did with the Master System here, I'll probably, hop on Twitter and Facebook and, invite suggestions from people. Although again, I can't play every game that everybody requests because I think, I probably had half of the Master System library get requested, which, like I said, surprised me because I just didn't think that many people would be interested in seeing Master System games. But I'm pleasantly surprised. That was very cool. So, yeah, like I said, I haven't really, dang it. I haven't really thought too much about what games I'm going to play. I kind of want to make it, if I'm going to have guests on the live stream, I kind of want to give them the opportunity to pick some of the games. So, like I mentioned, I'm going to have that guy Aaron come on the 2600 live stream, and he just did a video on his channel, I don't know, a week or 2 ago, talking about some of his favorite Atari games, so I think I already have kind of an idea of what games, he might want to check out. River Raid among them. So anyway, I mean, you can see that this game is probably not quite as advanced as Power Strike, but I got to be honest, and I felt this way when I was making the launch episode. Knowing what I know now, I always think about that, like, if I could go back in time, knowing what I know now, and re-experience the launch of a console, knowing what I know now, I think I would have rather purchased, like, the base Sega system, which I think it was just called the Sega base system. I think I explained that in the video, but it was only the system that came with the gun that was called the Sega Master System. And then at some point, that name just sort of became the name of the system as a whole. But originally it was the Sega Master System, and like I said, I think the Sega Base System. But I would have rather had Hang On and Astro Warrior than Hang On and Safari Hunt, personally. I mean, Safari Hunt is okay, and like I do like light gun games quite a bit, but I think in terms of having a couple of pack-in games that you can just enjoy playing single player, I think that having Hang On and Astro Warrior is a pretty nice combination of games to get. And I mean, how awesome was it, just period, that you got 2 games packed in with the system instead of 1? You got to really kill those guys before they release their projectiles. Math guy says my wife thought it was loud. I don't know what you mean. Alright, that's game over on that game. So that was enough of Astro Warrior, I guess. Hopefully Ryan was satisfied with that. Oh yeah, this game's audio is a little bit loud. Well, hopefully you could hear what I was saying. I just want to check back in the chat room here. Spy versus Spy, yeah. I always wanted to talk about Mad Magazine on an episode of Flashback. I used to love Mad Magazine when I was a kid. Ryan, what's the arcade machine behind you? That's a Sega Astro City. Not a new Astro City. Regular Astro City. And right now there's nothing in it, because what was in it was my Neo Geo board, which I took out for the live stream last week and haven't put back yet. Would I have chosen the Master System over the NES? I don't know, you know, in a way I'm kind of surprised, and I'm glad I didn't. I'm glad I had an NES. I wouldn't want it any other way. But like when I was a kid, it seemed like I always had the wrong thing. And so I'm surprised that I didn't get stuck. Not stuck, but I'm surprised I didn't end up having a Master System when everybody else had a Nintendo. I think I would have liked the Master System, but I think I would have felt left out not having a Nintendo. Yeah, I forgot. Yeah, Snail Maze. So yeah, actually you got 3 games, so you got a secret game. Have you ever played Grand Prix on the SMS? Yeah, World Grand Prix. That was a launch game, so I covered it in the launch episode. That's a really cool driving game, I think. And yeah, you can design your own tracks. It's too bad you can't save them, though. Thanks for ordering the shirt, Russell. I'll try to get it out in the mail to you tomorrow. Bell, do they still make Mad Magazine? Yeah, they just relaunched Mad Magazine, actually. I don't really understand what that means, but like I have issues 1, 2, 3, and 4 that just came out. I don't know why they felt like they needed to redo the numbering, so yeah. I never liked Cracked that much, Nikolai. I always thought it was like, I don't know, like they were just trying to be like Mad Magazine, even though really they weren't. I mean, the 2 magazines were a little bit different, but like I remember when Don Martin quit Mad Magazine and went over to Cracked, and it was like this big deal. Anyway, the next game that I have circled here, nah, I don't want to play that one yet. Let's play that. Let's play Rampage. I forgot. I don't know if the guy that asked for Rampage is even still here, but Rampage is cool, so we're just gonna play it anyway. You know, I wonder if the volume thing has something to do with whether or not a game is FM compatible or not. I'm just going to have to make sure to check the levels every time I start a new game, I guess. Yeah, Clay, Mad magazines are cheap to collect. It's true. Like, I don't know why Mad is not really collectible. Like, you can go into, like, a comic book store and you can buy old issues of Mad Magazine for, like, the cover price, which is cool. Like, even, you know, I have the Mad Magazine that has Mario and Luigi on the cover. You would think at least that would be worth something, but I have, like, I have my copy that I paid about $3 for, and then I bought a second copy of it for, like, $3 at a different comic book store and gave it to somebody else as a friend, but, Yeah, it's weird that Mad, for whatever reason, Mad Magazine is just not terribly collectible. Alright, anyway. So hopefully, I mean, this music might be a little bit louder, but at the same time, I kind of want you guys to hear the music. Because this has some really good FM music, so... I don't know how many of you guys out there have ever tried Rampage World Tour. That game came out, it was on the PlayStation, but it wasn't, it came out on other systems, I can't remember which ones, but Rampage World Tour is a really good version of, it's like an updated version of Rampage that was also in the arcade, but then, you know, brought to the home. But it's really good. We used to have, I feel like I've already told this story, but where I grew up, well, when I lived with my mom, where we lived was right near a pizza place called Straw Hat Pizza. I don't know how many of you guys out there had a Straw Hat. I mean, it was a chain, Straw Hat Pizza. And they had a couple arcade machines. This was like the late 80s. And they had a couple of arcade machines, and one of the machines that they had was Rampage. And that was the first place I ever played it. And I really love the game. I mean, it's quite the quarter muncher, because there's really nothing you can do to avoid having your health decrease. I mean, there's so many things, like so many guys shooting at you and people dropping sticks of dynamite on you that, like, what are you ever supposed to do, you know? But like, I should look on YouTube. I'd be curious to know, like, has anybody done like a 1 credit clear of Rampage? I mean, I guess it must be possible, but I'll see you later, Belle. Thanks for stopping by. Now we're in San Francisco, so we got the trolley cars. You think World Tour is on the N64 as well? Yeah, that sounds right. So you can eat people. I think eating people, you're supposed to get some of your health back, but I don't feel like I'm getting any health back. Maybe it's just a tiny amount. But I mean, look at how many people are shooting at you and throwing sticks of dynamite at you. Like, you can't realistically dodge all that stuff. So you just kind of, this is a game where you just kind of have to just accept it. That it's like Gauntlet. I mean, it's like a quarter muncher, but it's still a really fun game. So, like, whatever. Hey, get that building out of my way. And I don't know why a breakfast burrito sounds so good right now. You know, I started the stream at 5:30 my time, so like I didn't barely have time to make or eat dinner. So don't everybody get jealous. I had scrambled eggs for dinner, so that's not like super filling or satisfying. So I don't know why. I just thought of a breakfast burrito. It just sounds really good. I'll check the chat here again in a minute. I don't know how much longer we're gonna pay our Rampage for, but I mostly just wanted you guys to hear the music. So hopefully the volume level is good so that you can hear it pretty well. And again, just like while you're listening to this FM music, just, you know, think about, you know, what Nintendo games sounded like. Not to say that Nintendo games didn't sound great, because they did, but having this FM sound really, you know, put it on a whole new level. And it's really, I think, too bad that Sega didn't. I mean, how much could it have really... Oh, we're dead. I mean, how much could it have really cost? And I'm saying that honestly, I have no idea, but how much could it have cost to add that FM? It was just like a Yamaha, you know, YM whatever FM synthesizer chip. Like, how much could that have really cost, you know, to stick it in the Master System? Because I think, you know, with the Sega Mark III, when that came out in Japan, you had to buy this FM module separately. But then I think when they re-released the Master System in Japan as the Master System, and it had the same form factor as the Master System that we all know, I think that version, they integrated the FM chip into it, but we never got that. So, I mean, I don't know if that would have really helped sales here or not. Probably not. I mean, I think probably nobody was going to really stop the NES here, and certainly the Master System was doing just fine in Europe. So, but I mean, there was no way, because there was no way to add any kind of expansion hardware to the Master System, right? So it's not like they could have released an FM module for the Master System like in Europe. I mean, somebody tell me if I'm talking out of my butt. But you would think that in a place like the UK, where the Master System was so popular, it would have been cool if at least they could have had the FM sound. Oop, don't shoot me. Oh, got me at the last second. I'm gonna pause real fast here. Yeah, Eric said the same thing. Yeah, compare this to the NES version. This one is obviously better. Yeah, we never had a Shakey's Pizza around here. I always hear people talk about Shakey's, but I've never been to one. Pizza Hut's always had Super Hang-On and Pat-Man. That's cool, but Pizza Hut has crappy pizza, I think, so I don't really want to go there. Oh, wow, Jim had French toast for dinner. That sounds pretty good. Eric's had quesadillas for dinner. Eggs are good. I'm not saying eggs aren't good protein, but, you know, usually for dinner I want something more substantial than, like, scrambled eggs on crackers. Akil made tacos. That's what I wanted, was I wanted fish tacos. Maybe it sounds kind of, you know... So what I do, I go to Costco and I buy. They get these big bags. They call them the ultimate fish sticks. So they're like fish sticks, but they're actually like whole pieces of fish. They're still shaped like sticks, but they're not like minced up. And you put some of those in the oven, and they make really good fish tacos, even though they're just fish sticks. I mean, I like fish sticks. So, Anti-Calgary says, how do you get such high quality out of your Master System? And somebody else, Clay. Yeah, Clay, so I'm not using a FrameMeister with this. I'm using an OSSC, but same principle. Yeah, we're using an upscaler, so that's why it looks so good. Yeah, Calgary, get a OSSC. I mean, it's still expensive, but it's cheaper than a FrameMeister. And if I could only have one, I would take an OSSC over a FrameMeister, I think. Pizza Hut is better than Domino's, at least. Yeah, maybe. I mean, neither one of them is really that great, but... yeah, anyway. Yeah, let's play a little bit more of this, and then we'll move on to the next game. Kill that car there. Yeah, Guy, I think you're thinking of pink tacos. Somebody has a carne asada. A lot of people eat Mexican food in chat tonight. So that's good. That might be my favorite kind of food. Maybe not. I just like food. Someone said... Oh, yeah. Yeah, I've been eating fish sticks like since I was a kid, so... You know, we used to always just get the Gorton's fish sticks. Or, you know, when I was a kid, I might not even get that. I might get, you know, store-brand fish sticks or something. But those are good. They're just made out of, like, minced fish, because it's, like, just extra bits of fish. Which, there's nothing wrong with that at all. But the ultimate fish sticks you can get at Costco, like I said, they're whole pieces of fish. So they're, like, a little bit better. And, like I said, they make good fish tacos. The other thing that makes pretty good fish tacos, if you go to Trader Joe's, they sell these fish nuggets. But it's the same thing. They're whole pieces of fish. They're just, like, little squares. And whatever the cooking instructions say on the box, just cook them a little bit longer so that they get, like, extra crispy. Because, like, part of the secret to good fish tacos is, you know, it's supposed to be fried fish, right? And so you want it to be, like, good and crispy. So you just, like, kind of, not overcook them, but, you know, make sure they get good and crispy and they're not, like, still soggy on the bottom or something. And other than that, I mean, what's in a fish taco? Like shredded cabbage and or is it pickled cabbage? And like Thousand Island dressing, maybe some onions, I don't remember. But yeah, when you just make like some fish in the oven, like fish sticks or something, it's super easy to make fish tacos and cheap. Because I feel like you go out for fish tacos, like, what is that? It looks like the Ecto one. Fish tacos, like if you eat out, are a ripoff, especially like around here where there's like tons of Mexican food and like we have food trucks here, like taco trucks. You know, tacos are like $1.50 a pop, you know, but you go pretty much anywhere and fish tacos are going to cost you like $7.99 for 2 of them. So like not at all a good deal. Probably going to switch to a different game here pretty soon. I'm starting to feel like this is getting a little bit repetitive. And the next game we're going to play is another game that I've never played. Or even really, well, I wouldn't say I haven't heard of it, but I've certainly never played it, and it was just another game that somebody requested on, you know, either Twitter or Facebook. I don't remember which. Oop, we're dead. Alright, that's a good stopping point then. Are there any good local pizza places in your area? Yeah, for sure. I mean, I always try to stick with local places. We have a place here called Steve's Pizza where I go. It's pretty good. Ninja Master says video games or sports cars. Which do you love more? I can't pick. Those are like my two... Just motor racing and cars in general and video games are my two favorite, you know, well, they're my two only hobbies, really, I guess, besides, I guess, you know, video creation. So I really couldn't pick, I guess. If I had to, you know, if I could either never do anything car-related again or never play video games again, I guess I'd get rid of the cars, but I'd be pretty sad. Anyway. Oh, sorry. Vinny says, I've been using Trader Joe's fish for years to make fish tacos. Yeah, it's good, and it's cheap. What do you use for white sauce? I don't put white sauce. I put Thousand Island dressing. And then, Thousand Island dressing and sriracha sauce. Ooh, the other night what I made, let me get this game going, and then we can keep talking, but... The other night, like my wife went out and she picked all of the peppers that we had left in the garden, like just sweet peppers, you know, and I sautéed all of those, and then I put those. So I got the corn tortilla, put the fish on there, and then there it is. Put the fish on there, put the sautéed peppers on there, shredded cabbage, a little bit of Thousand Island dressing, and some sriracha sauce, and that was really, really good. This one sounds pretty quiet, so we have to turn it up, I think. There, I think that's probably better. So, I have not played this game, so I don't really know much about it, so we're going to figure it out together. Nito says, have you ever had Mountain Mike's Pizza? Yeah, not in a long time. I used to go to Mountain Mike's for lunch every once in a while, just because it was like all you can eat. But I'm getting too old. Like, I can't go to like an all-you-can-eat place anymore. You know, like when I was in like college, you know, like I used to go out for Chinese buffet all the time, you know, and like it's one hit. Ugh. You know, I would go out for like Chinese buffet, and like, you know, I'd put down like 3 or 4 plates of food, you know, but like now, like I eat like 1 plate, and then I'm like, well, you know, can I have another one, or I'll be up all night. You know, it's like it takes forever to like digest food when you get older, and like if I have too big of a lunch, I won't be able to sleep. Oh man, this game's hard, man. Whose bright idea was this? There we go. So it kind of reminds you of like Ninja Commando that we played last week. These guys are catching up to me. Yeah, we're not going to play this game for very long because I suck at it. But Best frozen pizza? Yeah, I agree with Craig. Tombstone's the best frozen pizza. What's that really, really cheap brand of frozen pizza where it's like $1? I remember I knew a guy when I was in college where, like, he would eat those. Because he was, like... I mean, we were all pretty dirt poor in college, right? But, I mean, he really didn't have any money. And, why are these rocks turning into dudes? Yeah, anyway, he would eat those pizzas. Ooh. Oh my goodness. Man. No, not... I don't think it's... Totino's is the pizza rolls. Unless... I mean, maybe Totino's makes whole pizzas, too. I don't... I think you guys might know more about this than me at this point. Alright, what can we do here? There we go. Grab that. Oh my god. Whoa, that was like... That's like Master of the Flying Guillotine. That was cool. That guy even looked like the guy from Master of the Flying Guillotine, didn't he? Anyway. That's probably enough of that one. But, yeah, maybe Mama Celeste is the one that I'm thinking of. Oh, Ryan, you requested it? No, I was just kidding. I mean, it seems like it's a cool game. It just seems like it's really hard, so... Yeah, I know everybody tells me I need a cooking channel, but it would be fun. I promise at some point I will make a cooking video just for fun, just to try it out. But does the West Coast have Donatos? We don't have one around here, so I don't know. I can't speak for the West Coast as a whole. Okay. Alright, so that's enough of the Ninja, I think. What else should we play here? I got a whole list here. Oh, we played that game too. I can't remember if OutRun has... well, see, I can't call it CGQ Foods, because Lazy Game Reviews already does that. I would do... I don't know if he's here. Mike from Portland wants me to call it Classic Cooking Quarterly, so I'd probably just call it that. It takes time to master and memorize. Yeah, it seems like the kind of game you have to memorize so you know where all the guys pop up. But, I mean, it looked like a cool game. Oh, yeah, Eric, I wouldn't put it on a new channel. If I make a cooking video, it's going on CGQ+. Remember, that's the point of CGQ+, is we do whatever we want. OutRun. I wanted to play OutRun, but only if it has FM sound. I can't remember if it does. I don't know if somebody wants to look that up. I'm not going to play Shinobi because we already played Alex Kidd in Shinobi Land. Choplifter's cool. I don't really want to play that one that much, though. Rainbow Island. Psycho Fox. Psycho Fox. I'm not sure I've ever played Psycho Fox. Let's try that just because, like, I like the name. Am I a good cook? I don't know, maybe. Kind of. I mean, I'm a good home cook, I guess. I'm not... It's not like I could go work in a restaurant or anything. Oh, Doritos or Tostitos? Well, it depends. Like, Tostitos are good as salsa chips, but like just eating them straight out of the bag, I mean, Doritos, no question. Just the regular nacho cheese ones. Alright, Ryan, I'll play OutRun after this. I actually kind of want to check out OutRun, but I I didn't know what Psycho Fox was all about, so I kind of wanted to check it out. I like the graphics already, though. Those look pretty cool. Can you not kill those guys? What's my favorite thing to cook? Probably pasta. Oh, come on. Probably pasta sauce. Although it's funny because I don't eat noodles anymore, but yeah, I like making like huge pots of marinara sauce. Because then there's lots of stuff you can make with it. Oh, I see. You can't crouch and punch at the same time. Oh my god, these controls are so floaty. Like you have to get a running start. Oh, almost made it. That was actually, sorry, going back to the pasta sauce thing. That was actually the first thing I wanted to do. Like, if I was going to do, like, a cooking video, was, like, how to make, just, like, oh, man. How to make, like, a basic marinara sauce, you know? Just because, like, I almost never buy, like, store-bought sauce. And, I go to the store and I see how much, they charge for, like, a jar of sauce. Like, it's one of the cheapest things to make, is to make your own, marinara sauce. Do a cooking quarterly, making your fish tacos. See, I wouldn't do that just because I'm just using like fish sticks, so it's not like I'm not like really cooking the fish tacos, you know, because I'm not really making the fish from scratch or anything. Chili, that was like another, like I made chili a couple weeks ago, and I was thinking like, oh, I could have made a video about this. Like, it used to be that I didn't have, like, the right kind of, like, equipment or whatever, like cameras and stuff, to make a cooking video. But, you know, I bought that GoPro. And so I was thinking I could mount the GoPro over my stove, like, just looking down. And I could always get another one if I had to, but I mean, that thing wasn't that cheap, so. It'd be a lot of money to spend on oh, man, the same thing. That'd be a lot of money to spend to make a cooking show that nobody's gonna watch. But, oh man, root beer float. I haven't had a root beer float in so long. I used to go to, I don't know, is A&W still around? They're still around, right? I used to go there when I was a kid. You know, because you'd get the A&W mug that you could keep. You know, if you paid, you know, you paid for whatever, so that you got the mug thing. Like when I was a kid, everybody had at least one A&W mug in their house. Although, you know, A&W also has pretty decent hamburgers. There we go. This game would be a lot cooler if it wasn't for these controls, I gotta tell you. Oh man. You and your wife don't cook together? Yeah, we do sometimes. The Salisbury steak. Yeah, I say I could have made a video about the Salisbury steak too. I think that's the only time I've ever made Salisbury steak, actually. You know, because I always just ate that, you know, as a frozen dinner. Oh, didn't make it. But it turned out really good. Alright, that's the guy that's been killing us, so leave that alone. I mean, the controls aren't, they're just something you got to get used to. Like, if you're just barely walking and you jump, you pretty much just jump straight up. Like, you have to really get a running start in this game, which is fine. It's just something you got to get used to. What is that thing? Oh, I see. Alright, well, that's kind of cool. End up in the lake again. Oh, man. think again you got to do a little bit of memorization. So, all right, we'll move on to the next thing. Let me check. See what's going on up here. Your fish tacos idea is more on par with my cooking skill. Yeah, well, I mean, part of the reason I always thought it would be cool to do like a cooking videos is I think the cooking's not as hard as people think it is. I think people get really intimidated about cooking, but there's a lot of dishes that are really, really easy to make that are really good, and like you wouldn't think it would be easy to make. Like for example, like last week I made salmon Wellington, which is salmon wrapped in puff pastry and baked. But you just buy the puff pastry at the store and just stick the salmon with some spices or whatever you want in there and wrap it up and put that in the oven and, you know, bake it for like 20 minutes. And it's something you'd get at like a nice restaurant. Like you make something like that for like your wife or your girlfriend or whoever, and like they're going to think that you're like an expert cook, even though you didn't really hardly have to do anything. What kind of Porsche do I have? It's just a older Cayman. There's a few A&W restaurants in Florida. Yeah, I mean, as soon as I said that, I realized I still see A&W every once in a while, but it's not as popular as it used to be. Better than White Castle, in my opinion. Anything's better than White. I mean, I went to a White Castle once, and I guess it was maybe too hyped up or something. I thought it was really disgusting, but I didn't grow up with it, so maybe somebody could, you know, not grow up with McDonald's and go to a McDonald's and think that was pretty disgusting too. I don't really know. Yeah, I'm not going to play Golden Axe Warrior just because, I mean, that's more like a Zelda type game, right? So, no, I didn't play Double Dragon. Probably not going to. Yeah, let's check out, I'm going to check out OutRun just real fast. We don't have to play it for very long. I really want to try and stop the stream at 2 hours, so I mean we got about 30 more minutes to go. So I'm just telling people that just to manage your expectations, I guess. There it is, OutRun. Well, we can check out a little bit of Gold. I've never played Golden Axe Warrior at all, but I just figured that's not really a game we can just kind of you know, play for 5 or 10 minutes, so that's pretty quiet, isn't it? Yeah, that's FM, but it doesn't sound super great. I'm coming. Gas. Yeah, I see what somebody was saying. This game's like, it's okay. I think I might like Hang On better than this. Of course, I've been playing it for 20 seconds, but you know, I actually don't have this game on the Genesis. This is one of the Genesis games that I would like to get. There's really not too many Genesis games that I still want, but like a nice complete-in-the-box copy of OutRun would be cool to grab. But you know, usually these days I buy games because I need them for the show, and so maybe like I don't know what year OutRun came out on the Genesis, but that's the kind of thing where if I'm ever covering it, then maybe I'll pick the game up. But otherwise, like I have enough Genesis games, I don't need to buy anymore. But I also have this game on the Saturn. I have the like, what is that? Is it Sega Ages? It's a Japanese Saturn title. Anyway, I have that version, and that one's, I think, like arcade perfect. And I think it might even run at 60 frames per second. So, I mean, when you have that, you don't really need any other versions of OutRun. Ooh, that doesn't look very good at all. Like the little Volkswagen Beetle there. I don't know, the music doesn't sound so bad, but it almost sounds more like a easy listening new age version of like the regular, you know, like if you went to some coffee shop and there was like some like hippie types there with like a little drum kit and like a flute, and a ukulele, like they'd be playing this as an OutRun cover. It's a pretty long straight line. Alright, we can probably turn this game off pretty soon. It's not particularly interesting, I don't think. Nikolai says I should pick up OutRun for the Genesis. The thing is, I have an EverDrive, so I can just play OutRun that way. You know, it's just like there's some games that I just want to have, you know, just to have like in the collection or whatever. And you know, I have most of the Genesis arcade, Sega arcade ports, but I don't have OutRun. I'm trying to think of the other game. There was that 3D space game that got re-released on the 3DS. I can't remember what it's called. Alright, game over. Well, it's good enough for me. Some bad white noise going on with this game. Well, it's... Oh, yeah, I think that... Yeah, that was the waves in the background, so... Well, I've never played Golden Axe Warrior, so maybe we just check it out a little bit. I mean, we don't have to try to get too deep into it, but it would be kind of cool just to see it. There it is. This is the Master EverDrive, you know, obviously, that we're using. The load times on it are a little bit long. Yeah, Galaxy Force 2. Thank you. That was the game I was thinking of. I don't have that game for the... That came out on the Genesis, right? But I'm not sure the Genesis version is good. Alright, this is looking pretty cool. Hey. Oh. CGQ. Crisis. Death Adder's attacked and stole the 9 crystals which protected us. Well, that sounds familiar. Death Adder killed your parents. Destroy Death Adder and get those 9 crystals. Alright. On it! Oh, wow. Oh, whoops. Alright. Alright, got it. Well, so this is really, like, very much a Zelda clone. Do you want to save? Not really. That's cool. This game allowed you to save your game, though. You know, just because I'm saying it's a Zelda clone, that doesn't mean that it's bad. You know, I think we... I talked about Newtopia a while back. Maybe that was on a magazine read-through, but, I mean, Newtopia is definitely a Zelda clone, but it's also a really good game. What's in this one? And of course, I mean, there's way more. This is almost like, you know, it has a little bit more of a role-playing game vibe to it than Zelda does. You know, you can go into the little buildings here and talk to the people. So, you know, it's almost more like Link to the Past. What was that, bread? Controls aren't super great. Whoops, I didn't mean to do that. I don't even know what this stuff is that I'm picking up. But, I don't know, like I said, I just think this is more of a game that you can play if you're going to say, okay, we're going to play Golden Axe Warrior for an entire stream and see how far we can get. But it definitely looks cool. Zelda clone used to be a compliment. I still take Zelda clone to be a compliment. If it's a good Zelda clone, why not? How good is R-Type on the Master System? In my opinion, R-Type on the Master System is good. I definitely wouldn't mind playing a little bit of that, but we should play a little bit more of this first, I think. Anyway. Does this screen look exactly like it's out of Zelda? Like, sometimes it seems like it's borrowing a little bit too liberally. Yeah, that is bread. That's kind of cool. You pick up bread to refill your health. Oh wow, look, something appears out of the water and shoots a fireball at you. I just got a text from my wife that she's just now on her way home from work. So I'll be ending the live stream around the time that she gets home, so I might still get to have fish tacos. Although I guess I should put them in the oven right now, which I'm not going to do, so... Let's check the chat here. Has anyone played Cannonball? Not me. Yeah, got it. Golvelius, yeah, but isn't Golvelius again kind of like this? Like it's an adventure game. It's not really a good pick up and play game, I don't think. Graphics seem colorful. Yeah, no, this game looks cool. Like, I think, you know, going back to what I was saying earlier, like, if I had had a Master System instead of a Genesis when I was a kid, you know, I would have enjoyed a game like this. So, I mean, yeah, it's definitely a ripoff, but again, that's okay. I mean, it's a pretty playable game so far. It would be cool if we could find the first, or one of the dungeons to go into. Oh, Mike Mayberry's at work, hiding from his boss. Keep hitting the wrong button. Ooh, see, I think we're wandering too far in the wrong direction because the enemies are getting harder now. So let's not go that way. Try to go back the way we came. Then we need like a torch or a candle or something to burn a bush to get in there. But yeah. What's over here? Wow. It's a big world, that's the map. You'd think by now we would have come across something. Ooh. Oh no. It's near Lake Whale. Well, I don't have enough money to buy anything, so... Oh, this game's expensive? That's too bad. Ooh, secret area. Hey, a golden apple. I don't know what that means, but I'll take it. Alright, if you guys don't mind, I think maybe we should try something else. Hit the pause there. How about the boxing game you discussed on Retro Games? I don't remember what boxing game that was. I discussed it? Wasn't it bad? Yeah, hey Jeremy, thanks man, I appreciate that. All right, Mike. So yeah, maybe we can come back to this game, you know, someday or something when we can spend more time with it. But it's just a hard game to just start playing, having never played it before. So felt like it was just kind of awkward trying to do that. Somebody asked about R-Type. We can check out some R-Type real fast. The Master System version of R-Type was, when it came out, well, it was the best home version of R-Type for quite some time. When it came out on the PC Engine, of course, it came out in 2 parts. So so the Master System version could at least still brag that it was the only complete version of the game. But then, of course, when they released R-Type for the TurboGrafx 16, when they brought it over from Japan, they put the 2 halves of the game back together. So, so that became the best version of the game. What's all that sparkly stuff at the bottom? Can I get rid of that? Maybe? That looks good. Alright. So, I mean, this is not as good looking a version of R-Type as the PC Engine, understandably, but it's still pretty good. Hopefully that sounds alright. This is a game that for the longest time I didn't care for. And then, you know, I had to play it for that TurboGrafx 16 in 1989 video that nobody watched. And I really kind of fell in love with the game. I mean, I still stink at it, but what a good game. These sprites are a lot smaller than they would be in the arcade, understandably. But, you know, the game's basically all here, so, you know, obviously they had to make some adjustments in order to have the game be on this 8-bit home console, but this is an extremely respectable port of the game. It doesn't. This weapon looks a lot cooler on other systems, but that's okay. I think the boss is going to be a lot smaller. Wow, Shane, you haven't had power for 16 hours? What's going on, man? You gotta shoot this guy right in the face. There we go. Not so bad. See you later, Chris. Thanks for stopping by. Yeah, the game's got some slowdown at times, but it's not too bad. What's up, Sand Plasma? Would I consider doing a physical media box set or official download of my launch videos? I don't know. Maybe some. I mean, people ask for that sometimes. I guess sometimes I feel like I'm not a very good judge of knowing like what people want, because sometimes what I think people want is not what they want. You know, like I made those T-shirts because I thought people wanted that, even though everybody was asking for stickers. You know, so then I was like, oh, all right, you know, I'll make stickers, and then those like sold like hotcakes, even though I figured like who wants a sticker. So it's the same thing like with doing like a physical media version of my show, because I always just feel like, well, who would want that? Just because like for me, like I wouldn't want that. But you know, it just goes to show that, you know, you shouldn't just take your own like sensibilities or desires or whatever and like extrapolate that out to being what everybody else wants. So I guess that's a really long way of answering your question, but I would say, yeah, maybe. Maybe when I got done with, like, all of the 8 and 16-bit systems, because that would be, what, like, 5 systems? I mean, because when I say that, really what I mean is, like, the Nintendo, the Genesis, the TurboGrafx 16, the Super Nintendo. Did I say Master System already? I mean, like, those 5 systems. And then I could see, like, making, like, a Blu-ray, or I guess it'd probably have to be, like, a 2-disc set or something. But, well, this is really bad slowdown right here. I could see doing something like that, I guess. But part of what would stop me there is I feel like I need to redo the TurboGrafx 16 launch episode, because I'm not very happy with it. But at the same time, like, it doesn't really get that many views, so it's kind of not worth my time to redo it. So I don't know. Maybe I could try to work with what's already there and like just brush it up a little bit. Like the gameplay footage in that video doesn't look all that great, and I mean the intro is sort of only okay. I don't know. Maybe I could try working on it or something. I don't know. So I'm trying to read the chat, but I don't want to get killed right here. So hey, math guy, what's up? If you get down low enough here, you can just stay here and not have to move. But I don't know if I'm low enough. So we're about to find it. If I die right here, then we'll know that I didn't get low enough. Oh, well, there you go. That seemed a little bit too easy. You didn't care for shooters until Ikaruga. Yeah, I want to pick up Ikaruga on the Switch. Like, I got that. I haven't gotten it yet, but I ordered that that deal so that you can play your Switch rotated. Dang it. And then I can start playing vertical shooters, so then I might pick up Ikaruga. Because that was on... There's a shooter collection, right, that has Ikaruga. I don't know if you can download that one or not. We'll see how far I get here. This part's always tricky for me, but maybe all that slowdown will help. Oh, where was the gun? Oh, math guy, you just got R-Type on the Switch. Cool, man. Yeah, I'm really enjoying it. I mean, it looks good with like the updated graphics, but then it also looks really good with just like the classic graphics. So, thing in front of me, come back here. Oh my gosh, there's so much going on the screen. Poor Master System can't handle it. See, it's hard because in the arcade, this weapon has a bigger, like, diameter. Oh. Come here! Fool. Crap, I needed that weapon that just went by. I gotta kill that other thing first. Ah, we're screwed. Come here, man. Right, maybe we're not screwed. Ah, we were screwed. I didn't see that guy back there. Dang it! Oh, we can go one more time. Wait, what just happened? Wait, it just let me go to the next level. Did it? Oh, no, it didn't. Alright, never mind. False alarm. We gotta try to beat this guy. We were so close. Oh no! Wait, I didn't... Well, I could have kind of used that, I guess. That weapon was not mission critical. We can get by without that. Oh, damn it. All right. Yeah, the flip grip. Yeah, I got that one. Yeah, Giga Wing 2 on the Dreamcast is a really good game. Wife wants to play Wheel of Fortune on the Xbox, so I gotta go. Man, you got problems. Are you gonna get the Darius collection for Switch? Well, I didn't know that was a thing, but now that you've told me that, now I want it already, so maybe. Yeah, Twin Bee's a cool shooter. Mars Matrix is really cool. That's so hard. But that game's a lot of fun. Red Pill or Blue Pill, what's up, man? The TV thing's totally rad. Yeah, once again, credit to viewer named Yura for making that for me. The Castlevania clone is good for it. Yeah, that's Master of Darkness. That's a really good game. Juanito, if you had to call it, who do you think will win the Super Bowl this year? Wow, that's pretty tough, actually. I don't know. I mean, the Rams look good, but I don't think they look good enough. You know who I really want to win the Super Bowl this year, actually, is the New Orleans Saints. I'm not calling it and saying they're going to, but I'm not like a Saints fan, but they do look good, and I think people need to watch out for the Saints. Like, I could easily see the NFC Championship game being the Saints and the Rams, and I could see the Saints winning. And, I mean, you can't really count the Patriots out in the AFC. But, I mean, there's other teams in the AFC this year, too. So, Yeah, everybody asked me to try to get Jonathan on the show, but I'm not going to do that. I mean, Jonathan's cool, I guess, and everything, but I don't think Jonathan has any interest in doing something like that. All right, how much time we got left? Well, not much actually. We could maybe play one more game. Yeah, let's play one more, and then we're gonna call it a night here. Yeah, the Chiefs. Your thoughts on Bethesda releasing crap? I was surprised, I guess. I mean, again, I don't stay super plugged in to that whole scene, but when's the last time Bethesda released a bad game? You know, it was kind of surprising to see how much blowback happened. You know, that would be no different than if they released a new Elder Scrolls game, like the sequel to Skyrim, and it like tanked. So it's pretty shocking. Yeah, Master of Darkness. Well, maybe we should play that. That poor guy had to go so his wife could play Wheel of Fortune. I feel like the least we could do is play a little Rainbow Islands in his honor. But just once again, that's going to be the last game that we're going to play tonight because we've been going now for about 2 hours. So yeah. And then for anybody who wasn't here at the beginning, well, that's the Brazilian version, I see. For anybody that wasn't here at the beginning, next week we'll be back on the normal Tuesday schedule, and we're going to have Corey from My Life in Gaming here, and we're going to be checking out the PlayStation Classic console and probably making fun of it and talking about how bad it sucks, and at the end of the stream, I'll probably be boxing it back up and sending it back to Amazon. But we'll find out. Maybe I'll be pleasantly surprised, but I doubt it. I talked about Bubble Bobble on the show already. I think that was on an episode of Flashback. But really love that game, obviously. So I never really saw what about Rainbow Islands really made it seem like that much of a sequel or whatever to Bubble Bobble. But I mean, it doesn't feel like one really. But I mean, I guess it's a cool game. It seems more like something I could get my wife to play. For whatever that's worth. What do we gotta do? Oh, I think I see what I need to do. So you gotta... Oh, you can't go that way. There we go. Can I jump up there? Oh, I can't. Okay. Oh, this is pretty cool, right? What is that, a radish? Turnip. What do you just gotta kill everybody, I guess? I mean, that's how Bubble Bobble worked, right? Just murder everybody. Oh, no, gotta keep going. I don't know if this has, like, discrete levels or if you just keep doing this. Itchy. Dang it. Ooh, French fries. That sounds so good right now. Wow. Okay. Well, that's pretty cool, right? I mean, I like it anyway. You mentioned you had a new background image in the making. Will you show it soon? Yeah, I don't have it in OBS right now, so I can't. Otherwise, I'd go ahead and show it to you guys because it really looks cool. But I mean, you guys will definitely see it whenever I do like a Switch stream or whatever. I mean, the whole point of that is like maybe it would be cool sometimes to stream even like PS4. You know, probably the game would have to be retro themed, or I wouldn't probably be interested in streaming it. But I mean, there's certainly retro themed games on the PS4, so. I just wanted to have like a decent looking streaming overlay for when we want to play games on systems that output 16:9. So, because I was even thinking about that with the PlayStation Class. So actually, you know what? That's what we're gonna do. We're going to use that overlay next week when we do the PlayStation Classic, because that, of course, outputs a 16 by 9 picture. And, you know, I'm sure the menu system will be full 16 by 9, even though obviously the games themselves aren't. So there you go. That's when we'll check out the new overlay. This is pretty fun. I'm sorry the guy couldn't stick around while we played it. See, this is like a good streaming game because you can easily play this game while you're talking. It doesn't seem like you actually have to kill everybody, though. You're just trying to get to the top. Grab this jewel over here. I feel like I might go out for a beer after this if my wife wants to go. Okay, end of the level there. Well, some of these sprites look like they got reused from Bubble Bobble. Wow. Alright, that's pretty cool. Anyway, alright, I mean, that was enough for Rainbow Islands. I'm just going to kind of see what's going on in the chat here, and we're going to kind of wrap things up for the night. Like I said, remember next week we'll be back on Tuesday instead of Thursday. Yeah, who made the decision on the PAL 50 Hertz games? I mean, that's what I'd like to know. Like, there must be some kind of reason that they did that, and I'm curious what that reason is. If we might not ever find out, though. I don't really know. Yeah, we need to. I was talking about Fallout 76. I haven't played it myself, so I'm just going, you know, by all the scuttlebutt I've seen on Twitter. And yeah, the PlayStation Mini is getting crucified. It is, and it's too bad because we don't even have it yet. That's why, you know, everybody was canceling their pre-orders, but, you know, I'm just going to hang on to my pre-order. I'm going to get it probably next Monday or Tuesday at the latest. I'm probably not even going to open it until the live stream, and then we'll open it and check it out together. And like I said, if it really does suck that much, then we'll talk about how much it sucks, and we'll return it. I mean, we're going to have Corey here from My Life in Gaming, so it's going to be a really cool stream. So yeah. SNES Mini, somebody asked about. Like, the SNES Mini is cool. Yeah, I have one. I didn't buy it because well, one of you guys who's not here right now gave it to me, which was very generous. But it's a cool system. If you don't have a Super Nintendo, it's a cool system to pick up, the SNES Mini. So I like it. Was that PAL only? I think, isn't that? I think it said it was PAL and Brazil. Did kids ever get into fights at the roller rink that you went to? I mean, not while I was there, but I'm sure it must have happened. I mean, we used to go during the day as a school group, so nothing really happened. But I could totally see where, like, maybe on a Friday night or something, fights breaking out at the roller rink. When's the next CGQ flashback episode? I don't know. I already know what I want to talk about, and I just keep not making it because I've been busy. But now that I got that magazine read-through done, actually, I could probably work on the next flashback. So maybe soon, I hope. Someone's going to send me a case of Yingling. By the way, somebody told me the correct way to pronounce that is Yingling, so now I know that. I've never had it. You know, Ryan, you can't send beer in the mail, though, which is a shame. I don't know if you can send it by UPS, but please don't send me a case of beer. How much that would cost so much money. I see holiday lights in the background. Will you decorate for the holidays? Giving the streams in the future a Christmas. I want to do something for the Christmas stream. The problem is with those holiday lights is when I turn them on, they're too bright, and it messes with the camera. It changes the exposure to make up for it. So I think maybe it'd be better if I used colored lights. Actually, those are just the white ones. But yeah, I want to do something like that for sure. I even have an ugly Christmas sweater I'm going to wear, but it's not video game themed, unfortunately. So the read through episode, I haven't started uploading it yet. It was exporting from the editing software, and I'm sure it's done now. Then I'm going to upload it overnight. So it'll be out sometime tomorrow. Like I'll probably release it tomorrow, early afternoon or something. That way it's there for people Friday night or Friday evening on the East Coast. Usually I have a good, I get good results when I release episodes on Friday afternoons. So that's probably what I'll do. Oh, Tommy, you're still here. That's cool. Well, yeah, I'm sad it's over too a little bit, but I'm also hungry and my wife's going to be here any minute, so it's a good time to stop. But I mean, I always enjoy doing these streams. I get to play games I otherwise wouldn't play, so that's why it's cool. So anyway, I'm going to say goodnight now. Thank you very much to all you guys for hanging out, and I will see you guys again in 5 days. Remember, on Tuesday. So good night, everybody.